Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren in case you're new here, and I want to begin by celebrating the fact that today I birthed my business, Mereosa, into the world. This is a business centered upon art, healing, feminine reclamation, and sacred womb wisdom, and I am offering a myriad of services from custom artwork, original pieces, one-to-one healing sessions with me, as well as embodiment coaching work. So if this is something that you are interested in, if you've been subscribed here for some time now and you vibe with my energy, with my offerings, then I encourage you to check out the link that will be provided in the description of this video, my website. And you can also find that link in the description of my channel, as well as my Instagram page that is dedicated to my work, my offerings. So yeah, this has been a long time coming that I have been working on the gestation and now the birthing of this project, of this business, and I am just so excited, so lit up, as you can probably see and feel. And I just want to give a little bit of context to why the name of my business is Mereosa. So it was a bit of a struggle for me to pick a name that really resonated, really landed, and I ended up taking a bunch of different words, French words specifically, that made up the wholeness of this name. So the French word mère means mother, that's in there. Rose, which just means rose, and ame, I'm probably not pronouncing it correctly, but it means soul. So essentially the words mother, rose, and soul are all making up the completion of that word, and those energies are really what is baked into the foundation of my work, serving the energy of the sacred feminine, serving the divine mother, serving rose teachings and rose consciousness, serving soul, serving a return to a deeper truth within ourselves, within this earth, within this reality, in this life. So that's why I chose that name, and I just wanted to share a little bit about it. So thank you for listening to all of that. Today is going to be a video about how reconnecting and reclaiming my relationship with my inner child has healed my life and just transformed my relationship to myself and to this experience of being alive here on this earth. And I think that sharing this is really important and really healing, because being in a deep, loving, respectful relationship with that inner child that is ever present within us, that informs so much of ourselves, is how we live a life of love, of joy, of aliveness, of peace. And it is in that broken relationship where we are disconnected from that innocent younger self that we can be led astray, walking a path that isn't true to us, inauthentic, making harmful choices. Like, there are just so many people on this earth whose inner child is hurting, is being neglected, is being abused, even by their present self, by their present choices. And I was there. I experienced that. I felt that fragmentation of self, and I used to be walking a path that felt inauthentic to me and that harmed me. And I really see that at the core of that, it is just that disconnection from our innocence, from our truth, from the essence of ourself that was birthed here on this earth through the womb of our mother, that is just honest and real and authentic and holds our deepest desires, holds our deepest gifts, holds our dreams. And being in a connection with that, coming into a harmonious relationship with that, healing that, is what really allows us to walk a path that feels right, that feels like home, that feels aligned in our heart. It's like a deep sense of fulfillment and being content, being at peace, even in the midst of all of the crazy chaos and unrest in this world, within yourself, within your channel and your heart, you feel this resonance and you feel this rightness, a rightness with yourself. And when we're walking a path that is not that, that is inauthentic, that is disconnected from our truer self, our truer desires, it feels off. We feel the opposite of peace. We feel chaos, and it's like you're just walking this wobbly road and you're just like lost. And I truly feel that coming into that love with your inner child and seeing yourself clearly in that wholeness, in your essence, is what allows us to live a healthy life. And so I just want to share a little bit about that journey for me personally and where that shift started when I decided to get real with myself and return home. And I want to preface by saying it's such a long journey. It doesn't happen overnight. It's quite arduous, choosing the path of being in an honest relationship with yourself, healing, doing the hard work, doing the shadow work, going to therapy, looking at yourself in the mirror, essentially living your life through doing mirror work, which is something that a practice that I will be eventually speaking directly into, because mirror work is so powerful. But just like living your life in the embodiment of like treating your reality as mirror work is a hard way to walk, but it's the rewarding way to walk, and it is what allows you to feel aligned. And I truly feel that all of our inner children, like when we are disconnected from them, are just screaming like, please look at me, please see me, please address me. These experiences that we had from childhood that just run so deep, that sit so heavily within us when unaddressed, when not looked at. And when I say childhood, I mean like baby age through teenage years, like just those years where we are just like forming and we are just so vulnerable to the world, like sponges, our brains taking everything in. I'm sure you've heard of like the concept of like our brains being like sponges completely until we're like 7 years old, and then that goes beyond. People say that our brain like fully forms at 25, which I don't think is fully true, but regardless, you get the idea. Like just this formative time in your life where experiences are landing deep, and we're not taught exactly how to navigate that and how to sift through that, filter that, purify our systems, address things. So then we just become these adults that walk around like heavy shadows in the world, like hungry ghosts, and we don't know how to feel at peace, how to feel at home within. And yeah, so I just wanted to speak into like, it's a process. It's like it's a whole process, and it's a continual process. And being in relationship with your inner child and honoring yourself on a deep level is a daily choice. It's a daily embodiment. It's not just like one ritual, one medicine ceremony, one therapy session, and you're good. It's a lifelong commitment, and it takes a lot of devotion and a lot of willingness to be committed to yourself, to your heart, to your truth. And what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing that is. Like, for as tough as it is, it's so worth it, and I want to encourage it. And for myself, that really began when I went to college, just like lost. I was freshly 18 and headed down from Pennsylvania to Florida, and just was like doing the thing I was told to do, like go to school, you'll figure it out later. School is the only way to, like assert yourself in the world through college, kind of proving your intelligence through school material in that exact way. And yeah, just like get a job, get money, you'll be good, especially as a woman, like get married, like all those things. And that was the trajectory I was on. I was in a specific relationship at that time and was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go that way. And then at college, I just felt so off inside. I tried the clubbing and the like, go to school, go to class, do your work, get drunk on the weekends. And I did that. I did it for months. I felt so depleted. I felt so off within myself. I didn't like my school. I didn't like the environment. I didn't like the people I was interacting with. And I didn't really like myself. I didn't like how it was showing up to my life. And at 18 years old, that was beginning to set in. And it really wasn't until the pandemic hit that I was sent home from college and had the choice to return back to that school. I was going to the University of Tampa in Florida. I could return back to that school next semester when doors opened again, or I could leave. I could drop out, so to say, of school and figure out a new way. And I was so clinging to that path of college, even though it didn't feel right to me. I just couldn't conceptualize something else for myself. I couldn't believe in something else. I wasn't in deep, honest conversation with my inner child enough to be able to hear what she was saying, what she was craving, what her dreams were. I was just attached to the societal narratives and dreams that were being handed to me. And it was in that in-between space that we all were experiencing during the pandemic, that strange, confronting, just like insane moment in time where we're all like inside and like questioning our entire existence, that I really began to hear through a lot of discomfort rising, through having experiences that had happened to me in my younger years come up within me, from beginning to work with psilocybin, ultimately from confronting myself. I began to realize, whoa, I am off course. I am off course, and I have no idea what the right course is. I have no idea what any of this looks like. I feel lost, and I had to just feel lost. I had to just cry every day and feel confused and feel the lack and feel the just like complete void that I was in. And little by little, I began repiecing my life, reconnecting to myself, and that only came through the devotion to, I don't know shit, please, something beyond me, show me the way, please. And it's my belief that my soul, my inner child, a deeper, more wise, connected, aware part of me was whispering, and I was doing my best to tune my ears to that. And it was such a wild process, and I felt so confused and lost at times and crazy. Ultimately, it was kind of like a dark night of the soul, spiritual awakening, whatever you want to call it. It was just a moment of confrontation. I think that's the best way I can put it. A moment of honesty, and that deepened me into my own authenticity. And in that experience, my life externally began to crumble, regarding just my literal self, my relationships around me, like things that were created from a place of performance or illusion or just disconnect began to be impossible to sustain. And that included college, like I said, that included relationships, that included just me and how I was showing up in the world as myself. And that was so hard. That was so hard to go through that crumbling. But it was ultimately healing. And within that time in my life, I just continued to devote to my truth. I just continued to learn the language of my own intuition, to connect with a deeper part of me, to connect with a part of me that cannot be handed to me, cannot be found in a book, in a Bible, in a preacher. It is a deep belief of mine that our own inner wisdom is infinite and innate, and sure, there are beautiful teachings, and I subscribe to certain teachings myself, and I love to learn, and I love to hear other people's wisdom, and we are all just a part of this like web. We are all weaving our own understandings, our own perspective, our own wisdom and love into this web of life. But ultimately, there is this ancient truth that exists within the heart of all beings, in my eyes and in my experience with myself. That is what guides you home. And in my work, that's what I'm committed to space holding for, is giving someone the space to unfurl and return to their own inner wisdom, something that cannot be sold, something that cannot be bought, something that cannot be even necessarily reached for. It's simply just a returning, but it is a whole journey, it is a whole process, and I look forward to being able to offer more practical rituals and practices and ways of connecting in. I look forward to continue to doing my one-to-one work that I've done for years and expanding and just learning how to be of deeper service to the hearts of all who I work with, whether it's through art, whether it's through coaching, whether it's through healing. And my work is deeply oriented to women because I believe so fiercely in that sacred feminine wisdom and in that need for healing of the womb, for listening to the womb, for reclaiming the relationship with the sacred goddess of life, with the earth. Like, she's hurting, and she is a reflection of us all hurting, and just that deep remembrance of us being her children. And I feel that it is in our return to our own inner child that we can return to each other, that we can return to a beautiful, abundant, thriving earth, that we can be in community, that we can be in love and in peace, and not in this level of harm and chaos and disconnect. So yeah, that's a little bit about my story, just very much scratching the surface. There are so many ins and outs and layers and things that I could never attempt to speak into in a 16-something minute YouTube video so far. Like, yeah, but that's an attempt to offer some perspective, some experience, some wisdom, and I truly hope that it supported you. Maybe even just sparking a desire to explore yourself, explore your inner child, explore your needs, your dreams, your ideas, this bright, beautiful light that truly, truly exists within all of our hearts and can emanate outwards, can radiate into the world, can inform our decisions, can connect us deeply to ourselves and to one another and to the earth, this light that is just infinite and abundant and beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Your heart is beautiful, my heart is beautiful, this world is beautiful, and it's magic, it's pure magic. And being in love, being in right relationship with your inner child will remind you of that on a daily basis, devoting to yourself like you would a child, like you would an animal, a pet of yours. That is self-love, that is self-respect, that is enriching your life, that is returning home on a very, very deep level. So to anyone doing this work, to anyone listening to this video, I am sending you love and support and encouragement, and I just wish you the very best in your journey. And if there's any way that I can support you through my one-to-one work, through my art, all of the things that I've already listed within this video, then please reach out to me. I've got my email plugged down below, I've got my website plugged down below, and my Instagram page. So yeah, thank you for spending your precious sacred time here with me, and happy birthday to the birth of my business, Mereosa. So excited. Thank you to everyone who supports me in any way, in any capacity. Thank you to everyone who has supported me thus far to get me where I am. And I look forward to continue to create and offer and just connect with all of the beautiful humans in this world. So yeah, thank you so very much, and happy Sunday. I wish you a beautiful day. I upload on Sunday, so you can sign up for notifications or just look out for me on Sundays. Thank you, and I wish you the best.